Alright, a lot of people visiting Indonesia get caught up in the same problem, landing in a new country and realizing their phone has absolutely no service. Whether you're in Bali, which I hope to visit one day soon as it looks insanely beautiful, Jakarta, or traveling between islands, not having data to check maps, book a ride, or message family and friends can be quite frustrating. That's why more and more travelers are starting to use eSIMs. They're super convenient because you can set them up before you even leave home, and the second that you land, you're already connected. My go-to eSIM, and the one I want to talk about today, is Saily. So in this video, I'm going to go over how Saily works for Indonesia, the plans and pricing that they offer, and the pros and cons, so you can decide if it's the right option for your trip. And if you do want to try it out, I've also got a 15% off discount code that you can use. Just type in GVU Tech when you download the Saily app or visit their website. That said, let's get right into it. Alright, so if you haven't heard of Saily yet, it's actually an eSIM run by Nord Security, the same company behind NordVPN, which a lot of people trust for online privacy. And Saily makes it super easy for travelers to stay connected without the hassle of buying physical SIM cards or paying high roaming fees. Saily also offers coverage in over 200 countries and regions, so whether you're heading to Indonesia or basically anywhere else, you can pretty much rely on it to keep you connected. And besides just giving you data, Saily also throws in a few helpful extras, like web protection, ad blocking, and even tools to help you browse more securely on public Wi-Fi, which comes in handy when you're traveling. Now, in terms of how Saily actually works, it's super straightforward, which is one of the things I really like about it. You just download the Saily app from the App Store or Google Play before your trip, and once you're in the app, you can select Indonesia, or any other country that you're visiting, and pick a data plan that works best for your travel needs. After that, you'll get easy step-by-step instructions right in the app to activate your eSIM. It usually only takes a couple of minutes. Once it's set up, your phone connects instantly the moment that you land. There's no need to swap out SIM cards or worry about losing a signal when crossing between islands or regions. Saily also connects you to high-speed local networks, so you don't have to deal with bad service just because you're traveling. And if your phone supports 5G, you can even get 5G speeds in certain areas. That being said, when it comes to pricing, Saily offers a bunch of different options, so you can choose whatever works best for your trip. The Indonesia eSIM plan starts at just under $5 for about 1 GB of data, which lasts for 7 days. If you're staying a little longer, you can get around 3 GB for $9 or about 5 GB for $14, both of which are good for 30 days. They also have bigger plans like around 10 GB for $22 or 20 GB for about $36. Again, both lasting for 30 days. These are great if you know you'll be using a lot of data for maps, social media, or even a bit of streaming. And for anyone who doesn't want to think about running out of data, there's also an unlimited plan that lasts for 15 days for just under $50. On top of that, Saily also has regional plans, which can be super helpful if you're visiting a few countries in Asia and want to stay connected without switching plans over and over again. And again, if you're thinking about trying Saily out, I've got an exclusive 15% discount for you. Just use the code GVUTech at checkout when downloading the Saily app or visiting Saily's website. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the pros and cons, just so you know what to expect. First off, one of the things that really stood out to me about Saily is its focus on online privacy, something you don't always see with other eSIM providers. They've built in some really useful security features like an ad blocker to cut down on annoying ads, which also helps save data, web protection, which blocks harmful websites, and malware, which is especially helpful if you're using public Wi-Fi while traveling. Plus, there's a virtual location feature that masks your real location, adding an extra layer of privacy. So beyond just keeping you connected, Saily actually helps keep your data more secure, which is a huge bonus. Another thing I really like was how Saily tracks your data usage in real time. I'd get a notification when I hit around 80% of my data limit, so I always knew when I might need to top up. And if I did run out of data, adding more takes just a few minutes in the app. No complicated process or waiting around. But of course, the real test was actually using Saily while traveling. I tested it in multiple countries, and I was honestly impressed with how fast and reliable the connection was. Whether I was watching videos, navigating Google Maps, posting on social media, or just sending pictures to my family and friends, I had no issues with slow speeds or spotty connections. Plus, it was nice not having to search around for public Wi-Fi, which isn't always the safest option when you're abroad. Another huge plus is the pricing. It's affordable and way less than international roaming fees, without any surprise costs. But of course, no service is 100% perfect, so let's talk about a couple of things to keep in mind. For example, Saily is data only, so if you need to make calls or send texts, you'll be using apps like WhatsApp, FaceTime, or Telegram. But let's be honest, that's how most of us communicate anyway, so for me it hasn't been a big issue. Another thing is that a compatibility check is required. Users just need to make sure that their devices are compatible with eSIM technology before they can use Saily service. And even though most modern smartphones support eSIMs, checking compatibility is an extra step that users need to take, which could be a bit bothersome, but this is with all eSIMs, not just Saily. Alright, so to wrap this all up, if you're planning a trip to Indonesia and you want a super easy, reliable way to stay connected, without dealing with SIM cards or crazy roaming fees, I'd definitely say Saily is worth checking out. It's so simple to set up, the coverage has been solid, and those extra features like web protection and ad blocking are a nice bonus, especially if you're using public Wi-Fi. What I really like is that you don't have to worry about losing service when you're traveling between places. And if you're visiting other countries in Asia, you can even grab one of their regional plans to make things even easier. So if you want to try it out for your trip, don't forget I've got a 15% discount for you. Just use the code GVUTech when you download the Saily app or visit their website. And if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.